Hello, good afternoon, universe. Good afternoon, Philippines. Hello, Australia.
Hello, sister. How are you?
Yes, hello, Mary Rose. Yes,
Thank you for having me.
yes. This is MK and Co again, ladies and gentlemen. MK and Co YouTube channel, and I hope you've subscribed with us. We are having a very interesting topic with Mrs. Universe Australia 2020, MaryRose Salubre, and our topic for today is how to know if he is unfaithful. All right, so did I make my title right?
Right, that's a very interesting title.
And of course, if we have more time, we'll talk about can you really affair proof your marriage? So first, I want to. Would you like to say hi, Mary Rose? Would you like to greet the
Sure.
Australian people
Sister, thank
and
you for having
Philippines?
me and the rest of. Thank you for having me and the rest of the team. And at the same time, this is a great honor to be part of your show. And I wish that we could have the face-to-face live rather than just virtual. But this is the new trending right now.
Yes. So
So all the way from Australia to Philippines and around the world, thank you. And I hope they can
yes. So
subscribe
we are live
and will
streaming
stay tuned
on.
with us.
Correct. We are live streaming on YouTube channel MK and Co. All right.
Right.
So let me tell you about who Miss Salobre, Maria Salobre is. So she's currently residing in Sydney, Australia, and of
Right.
course she's known to be the paragon of inspiration. And she's a Filipina, and coming from Bye Bye Leyte, and wow, she's so beautiful at 45 years, a mother of two, and a charity queen. Yes, she's from Leyte, Bunga Bye Bye City. She's Filipina and she has two brothers, and she's the princess among the brothers. Well, she comes from very humble beginning, but we'll know more about that when I have to do the part two for knowing who is this Filipina paragon of inspiration, Maria Salobre, in our part to YouTube later. So stay tuned because we'll have another live streaming with her to get to know who this very empowered Filipina is, coming from very humble beginning. So Mary Rose eventually went overseas at the age of 18 and worked three jobs at once so she could build her beautiful five-bedroom in her province in Leyte. She's done acting and modeling and so developed her confidence. As you see later, you'll see what I mean by that self-esteem and confidence. So at 40, she compete with some of the international beauty titles like Mrs. Southeast Asia 2016. And then she competed for Mrs. Universe and was crowned Mrs. Universe Courage in Guangzhou, China in 2016. She was then handpicked and crowned as Mrs. Classic Universe Philippines year 2017 and was crowned in Bulgaria as Mrs. Classic Galaxy. Then she represented Australia for Mrs. International in 2018 and was crowned International Global Beauty. Wow. And of course, she threw her hat in the ring in the more of the beauty pageant and represented again Australia for Mrs. Universe 2020. She's still hot, the very hot Mrs. Universe 2020 of Australia. And of course, her final pinnacle title is of course the Woman Supermodel Universe 2021. All right, and now recently, she is the direct ambassador of the Secret, SEACRET. All right, having 49, open up in 49 countries and has million members, and this is, I think, a cosmetic line. Secret.
Right.
All products
Yes.
coming from the Dead Sea, right?
Correct, sister.
Oh,
Yes.
And of course, MaryRose is an endorser, influencer, and a model, but have her own brand. Okay, MaryRose is still pursuing her bachelor in law, and her final dream is to be a leader and her voice to be heard all over and once for all. Wow. So, well, she doesn't have a dull moment, and that's why she's our guest today. Because yes, she is single again. Used to be married, and if you want to know why she married the same guy 3 times, you have to be in the part 2 of our interview later. All right,
Right.
so I like her quotes. She said, "Never stop at any dog that barks at you, because if you do, you will never reach to your destination." I love that.
Yes.
Okay, so our main topic for today with our very empowered guest is how do you know if he is unfaithful? And also, how do
Oh,
you affair proof? Can you really affair proof a marriage? All right, so let's start it away. And yes, MaryRose, anything you would like to say for today? Um, with this topic, are you in for this topic?
oh yes.
So,
We are in for this topic because we need to teach the young ones to be
yes.
aware
And even the
of
older
what's
ones who
happening.
don't know better, right? So,
Right.
yes, most men, they say, sometimes they're still in love with their wives when they do an affair. And
Oh,
some men do it because they have fallen out of love,
right.
and they
Yes.
become unsatisfied with the current state of their marriage. But for
Right.
women, they said, we divorce them because we no longer have the romance or that romantic feelings for them or love for them,
Right.
right? When it
Right.
takes a long time.
Yes.
So, what are the reason you think that men are likely to have affairs, first of all?
Right. Well, I think it depends on the era that we're living in right now. It's comparing the right now and the past. I think you gotta weigh the pros and cons. If a lot of us Filipinos, especially, we want to be martyr because of the children, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's okay as well. I suppose that we understand. We need to think uh, what are the consequences if we do decide of if we're gonna end it right here, right now. Um,
No, MaryRose,
for me naman,
the question
yeah,
first is, why do you think men, in your own
cheated.
experience, yeah,
Yeah.
cheat or
Well,
becomes unfaithful? In your wisdom and experience with other friends and your experience, perhaps, why do you think they cheat?
well, I think it depends on the circumstances, right? There are men that may think, the saying, we are men, there's nothing to lose. Of course, everything, there's a lot of things to lose. They think, you have to remember that men think that they are above us and there's nothing to lose. And women will just understand what the men think, that we just have to blend in, would understand, we have everything to lose. The man doesn't have anything to lose, which is wrong. For me, why do you think the man would become unfaithful? In many reasons, probably. Whether the relationship doesn't have that spark anymore. Remember that we have that honeymoon time from the first month to 1 year. It's just all lovey-dovey. Everything is sweet. Everything is just like the lips and bounds. It's like, I love you so much. You are my world.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stay there because at the end of the day, it could be financial issues. It could be something that little issues that it might escalate to something bigger.
Okay,
But it
I stop you there. A real
right,
question. So, in your experience, since you're single again, when
right,
did that spark stop? Because they say that's true. Men starts being unfaithful because there's
unfaithful
no
to me.
spark or romance in the marriage
Right.
anymore, or they have fallen out of love. So
Right.
yes, the honeymoon is over when? After a year? After a few months? After seven
Actually,
years?
actually, I met my partner. I'm gonna talk about my recent partner, which is the dad of my son, which is now he is almost 4 years. I met actually my ex partner back in 2016 when I was competing for the Mrs. Universe. I met him through Facebook. So this is like, when you are, I'm not saying that I was young then. I'm just like, sometimes we can be stupid, but from our stupidity, we learn from it. You see? So I met him and online, so we chat, blah, blah. So we meet up, we went for a date, then things happen, and we end up in a relationship. Then, because life in Australia is too hectic. Then I go to his house. Most of the time, I don't want him to come to where I live, into my house. So I go to his house maybe a few times a week, and then we decided that we're gonna live together rather than wasting the time in traveling. So, and it wasn't that much of a time. It was just like a 2 months period. So we decided. So from July, we decided that we're gonna live together in December. You see, men's mentality are very, very cunning. This is why women should be careful. Don't rush in anything. So I found out that he was. I think he's gonna listen and he's gonna watch this
That's
video anyway.
okay.
It doesn't matter.
No
It's good
holds
to tell the
barred.
truth. It's good to tell the truth. So I found out that he was unfaithful in December. So July, August, September, October, November, December. 6 months.
Wow.
6 months later, he said to me that he wants to go to Philippines and that it's due to his work that he needs to learn and upgrade his knowledge about his career. And then, so when he left Australia, 6 days later, he didn't even message me. Oh, what the hell is happening with him? Is he dead? What happened to him? And your gut feelings will tell you that your man is cheating on you. So I searched every single
Hotels.
papers that he
Oh,
has,
of people.
every single papers that he has, because we moved in. I searched everything and I found out a name. So I searched that name on Facebook. I did my own investigation.
And then you saw the
So I
pictures.
found, and I saw a picture, and there was a child, and it was him. I said, "Oh my God, I hope this is not true." So I'm like, "Hello, why would this happen? That child is even very, very, very young. I would say few months old." So the child was born in August. This is when we were dating. And then he went for the christening. It wasn't about his work. He went for christening. So I found out that he was married. Can you believe this? I found out that he was married. So I didn't know. Of course I didn't know. If I knew, then I would have just told him off. This is why men cheat. They lie into your face. And this is what it is. We'll tell you the whole world. But that's not the way it is. Do not rush in everything. So I found out that he was married. But because we planned that I was going to go home in January to meet up with my parents and he was going to come with me. So anyway, he went with me to Philippines, to Leyte and met up my parents. But, knowing that he's done the mistake already and lied to you, it always goes back. It always flashback of how do you deal with it? How do you live with it, knowing that this person is already lying to you? Even though he would say, no, 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 the relationship didn't work out. I think she was cheating. All that
Yeah.
BS
Yeah.
they'll say.
Excuses.
But your gut feeling will tell you, hello, how can I live like this? How do you trust a guy that already lied to you from the
But you
very
married
beginning?
him in Australia?
No, I wasn't married to him.
Oh.
I wasn't married to him. This is my son's father. So you try to work things out that everything's gonna be okay, and and then you try to actually hack his account on Facebook, and then from bad to worse, you found out all the conversation because you have that gut feeling. You cannot follow your gut feeling of what tells you. You can't sleep because you're thinking, "Hey, I've been cheated. I need justice for this." So you do all your investigation, and then you found out more. So I think from there you become numb from the first cheat, from the first incidents to second incidents. Like, that's it. This is not gonna happen. And sometimes authorities get involved because, hey, if he doesn't want to live at your house, call the authorities and throw him out. And that's what I did. And actually, because I was the worst part was I was pregnant with my son. So that year, I was pregnant with my son, and I just couldn't bear the whole thing. And I just don't know what to do, if I forgive him to continue with the lies, and for me knowing that the guy cheated and also was married, it's like double jeopardy.
Yeah, that's really deep lying. Too much
It is.
lying, too much lies.
Yeah, there was a lot of lies. I think this is good for a movie or something.
Yeah, I think we should get a
So
director to do this
correct.
movie for
And you
you.
know what? And I just like, hello. I just put my hands up. I'm sorry. I can't do this anymore. There's no gonna be you and me. We would never end up together. We have to call it
Quits.
finish
Quits.
because
Call it quits.
yeah, it has to quit. It has to quit because my mind is always flashing back about the incidents, and I don't want to live like that. I want a happy life. See, because when you give everything to the person, and then when you find out that he's lying and being deceptive with you, you're just like, wow,
Yeah.
you know, you cannot be with a
But
guy. It's
actually,
just so
we don't know whether he was the one deceptive towards the girl, because the girl, you don't know what he tells the girl. So you
correct.
are the new one, like you are the
Yes,
one whom the reason why he's cheating, right? There's a new one, and that's
correct,
you're the
correct.
new,
Yeah,
and
that's is why I need to end it. I said no, I can't. I need to end it, and it doesn't matter what your circumstances with another
yeah.
with that wife.
So in spite
I'm
you
gonna
were
let you.
pregnant, in spite you were pregnant.
Yes, I got pregnant. So I got pregnant, and the whole process was traumatizing for me
Wow.
because it's not it's not just that. During the course of my pregnancy, he has to go back in the Philippines because the child is 1 year. He has to celebrate the birthday with the child, the 1 year birthday. And I said, that's it.
So
I'm
you
really
are the
sorry.
affair. She was the
I,
real one.
correct. I was the affair without me knowing that he was already tied up with someone else. Can you see? So, so when I found out, it was like, whoa, I just didn't know what to do. And knowing, I said to myself, I'm really sorry. I just cannot risk my whole image of being with someone knowing that he was married. Now that I know that this is the circumstances, it has to end.
Yeah. So
So
you met him 2015 or 16?
16,
Yeah,
16,
during the pageant, right?
right?
And you found out 6 months later that he was married, and you were
Yes.
pregnant already. So you were the affair.
Oh,
Obvious.
I'm the definite
But
affair.
then we don't know. I mean, it's the same. It's still the same.
Correct,
Being unfaithful to both of you, right? And
correct.
cheated and lied to both of you, right? So then, wow, that must be so difficult. You know, that feeling of painful sorrow, grief,
Right.
betrayal is very, 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 very painful.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
Very painful.
especially in your
But
circumstances. I could just imagine.
oh, it for me, I mean, I love my son very much. So I would just say everything happens for a good
For a
reason.
reason, yeah.
Yeah, my son is so beautiful. He is, oh my God, he is the apple of my eyes.
Yeah.
And as myself, do not I don't want to drain myself thinking about it, because being the victim, I don't know if it's a victim, I was a villain as well, but I didn't know. So,
Unknowingly. No, you are
yeah,
not the villain because you didn't know.
I didn't know, because if I knew, why would I? Right?
Right.
So anyway,
But the lesson
and
there is, before we proceed, is
mhm,
yeah, guys, girls,
mhm,
in the relationship management, which I teach, and I learned from
right,
modern applied psychology, it's really important to go through the 8 stages. To the
correct,
physical attraction is there, the connection,
yes,
getting to connect who he is, and then the acquaintance, wherein you want to know more about
right,
him. You have to know his
yes,
family, where he's from, where he has traveled,
right,
you know.
right,
And
right,
then the power struggle is where his
correct.
values and your values, do they jive, you know.
Sink
But
in,
in the deep
yes,
acquaintance kasi, from the connection, attraction connection, sometimes we dive into a deeper, like
correct,
already, like say, commitment to a
right,
relationship instead of going through the different stages. And the acquaintance is very important because here you already start to know him deeper. You have to know his family, his background, where he's from,
correct,
where he has traveled, you know.
correct,
And then you have
correct,
to
correct.
know him. You have to ask him, were you ever married? Were you ever,
Yeah.
you know, do you have
The
children?
guy would
Do you have
the guy wouldn't
children?
admit to you. The guy wouldn't admit
So
that if
did
the
you ask
person
him
is
that
married.
question?
Well, I really did assume that he was single. I
See?
did ask him, but the guy, that's why guy think that they have nothing to lose. They can have an affair anytime they want to. This is the guy's perspective, I think.
Because we
They want to
allow
lie
them.
into
We
your
allow
face.
them. We allow them to use us instead of
So
investigating.
now, Miss Marlene, I learned my own lesson. You see? I learned never trust a guy. Do not live with a guy, because if you separate, just give them the flick. You see? You make sure that the whole process.
So you
And
were living in. You did not.
we did live in after 6 months,
Oh.
because it's too tiring. After work, you travel 45 minutes traveling, all these things. There's so many, so,
So
okay,
you
we'll just live.
invited him in your house?
Well, we did mutually agreed that we're gonna leave rather than traveling all the time, because that was the
Oh,
time consuming.
yeah. All
So
right.
I said, look, we'll just move in together and live
Yeah.
in my house,
So
and
that's
that was the biggest
the
mistake.
reason why men would have affairs, you know, because we call it an affair. So he was having two affairs. And so the reason is maybe the girl is not good enough, you know, or it's a men thing that they like different women, you know, like they say they are hunters. So
Yes.
when they have gotten their huntee, their prey, they say they look for new again, you know, because
then
the
the
challenge
new
is
one.
gone. That's why they say
Right.
make your man a hunter for a long, long time, that he will appreciate you and maybe cage you in a way, and will really appreciate how hard it is to catch you, you know.
Correct.
So yeah, so you in your experience, why do you think he has an affair with you or vice versa? Like, did he ever do it again with you, or this is just the thing that when you found out about it, you throw him out? You threw him out.
Well, I think the saying, a leopard would never change their
Color.
spots.
Their spots.
Because
True.
if the person is, that's their nature, they would never change no matter what. Even maybe if even if he didn't have had a wife from the past, because that's his nature. It's
Correct.
most of the
I
men's nature.
Yeah.
He would,
Yeah, I don't
I
want to.
think.
Yes, I don't want to generalize, but
Mm,
listening from what you say, you know, he could have corrected himself if he is true to you, and he has self-respect and he respects you much and loves you, then he could have said, by the way, I couldn't tell you because I didn't want to lose you, but I have a child and I have a marriage with this, but it's a marriage of convenience. I couldn't, and then I was immature when I did it. I was in my right mind when I see it, but now I know that this is love for me, and that's why we have this together, right? But he even
he didn't.
Yeah, he didn't tell you the truth. So
He
there
didn't tell me
it
the
questions his integrity, you know.
Correct.
So men with no integrity and there's no honesty. I mean, for me, I'll kick you out of my life in a second. You know.
Correct.
But then, is this the same guy that you married 3 times?
No, actually, there was a guy before him.
Oh, okay. So let's not talk about
there
that.
Was a guy before
Beautiful
him.
guy.
I married a guy 3 times, and it never ended up into the perfect wedding because I wanted to have a perfect wedding, and it never happened. So that's the reason why we got married 3 times, hoping that we will have a perfect.
So
wedding.
you are a divorcee. Before you met this guy.
The funny thing is, I was separated by my ex-husband that time when I met the father of my son right now, which is my last relationship. And he's the one that pursued me to divorce my ex because, and I realized, my gosh, no wonder why he rushed me to divorce with my ex, because he himself, well, he cannot divorce himself because the wife is in the Philippines.
Yeah, there's no divorce in the Philippines. And she's a Filipina or she's Indian Filipina?
She is a Filipina.
Pure Filipina.
She's a Filipina.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a bit of a, it's a very complicated relationship, but I suppose I've learned from my mistakes and my stupidity. And that experience made me stronger and become who I am right now. And that hopefully I can actually share my experiences to the young ones, that do not rush in every relationship.
Yeah.
Do not believe in what the guys say.
Yeah.
Make sure that you have to go through thoroughly.
Yeah.
For me, I don't cry over it because it's not my loss. It's his loss.
Yeah.
For being unfaithful to me.
Yeah. Because you gave your true self to him.
Correct. I never cheated on him. And I was giving him everything that I can, as you know. And I even prayed to God that I hope this is the right guy.
Wow.
And then it was disappointing to find out the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, maybe everything happens for a reason. And maybe I don't know if I'm meant to be with someone else.
Yeah.
Maybe not. You could never tell. But hey, it's a good listening prospect. It's a good learning process.
Yeah.
I learned from my mistake, and I am smarter now when it comes to men. There's lots that message me and wants to meet up with me, and I said, "Oh, Jesus, again."
Okay, before I go, let's give way to someone. Professor Pampasyon is viewing from the Exponential Group. Hello, MK and Miss Salubre. I love the topic. Yes, I will direct the movie, he said. He'll be the director, and he will call it The Colors of Love.
That's nice.
Yeah, and then An Affair of Deception. The son, MJ, is so adorable. I said, yeah, you've been a prey and bombshelled in deception lessons to learn. Okay.
Right.
Well, the truth will always set you free. All right, thanks, Pam. And going back, they say that why do people cheat? Did you ever feel that he really loved you? So what can you say? Did you feel somehow the love, or was just a lust?
I think it was I think he did love me.
Okay.
I think, and
I think
the reason
hindi
why
feel
I think the reason why he also lied because he didn't want to lose me.
Correct?
God knows what's his reasons for that. But because if he didn't love me, he would have tell me right in my face that, hey, I'm married. You know what I mean? It's up to you if we're gonna continue this. I think he hide it because he was scared that he's gonna lose me.
Yeah, that's always the
I
thing.
think,
Why would you lose your prey?
but I think it's good to tell the truth,
Correct.
right? Tell the
Re-
truth because if that foundational relationship from a deceptive conduct
Yeah,
from the very beginning, it's just gonna fall.
yeah,
It's not gonna be a solid foundation, and there's no point because it started from lies.
yeah. So
You
I
see,
think he doesn't
there's no
even,
trust.
yeah, there's no self-respect. He doesn't know what he wants,
Yeah,
because if he knows what he wants, honesty could have been the way out of it, or
right,
to keep you, because they
right.
say sometimes it's easy to say that people reason why men becomes unfaithful is because yeah they want to be accepted. Maybe the wife is too
Mm.
snobbish or too much of
Yeah,
pride or richer than him, or he's got more,
yeah,
he's got a high
yes,
status quo more than the guy. And then so sometimes
correct.
they like to be respected, and then to be loved, and then be praised and wanted, right? So I
Right,
can just understand maybe why men sometimes feel insecure. But that's why
correct.
if you are very assertive, empowered woman, you're a CEO, a manager, sometimes if you marry somebody a little bit below to your status quo of employment or something,
Right,
men, most men, I don't want to generalize, but I've seen men
correct,
who are
correct.
who become so insecure that they get started to be attracted to someone they can control or someone at their par,
Yeah,
same
correct.
status
Very,
quo,
very
same
true.
status quo.
Yeah, very true.
So it all depends on the need of that man, right? Everything is dependent on the need of that person being met. Like him, I don't know what he wants. Maybe, of course, you are better. I mean, there's always something that he found nicer about you that he didn't find from the other one. And that's why he had the affair.
Right.
There was an attraction about you that he couldn't find on the other one. Because if the other one was whole, everything is there for him, then there will be no affair or unfaithfulness, right?
Or
So,
sometimes, Miss Marlene, I could never choose the right guy. You see?
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know when to pick and what to pick. Maybe I just have a bad choice
yeah.
with.
So,
You see?
did you ever ask him if he had other girlfriends aside from you?
Maybe from that time it was just me and of course the wife and
No, no, you
and
never
and now
asked him. Have
obviously
you had any affairs with girls, or did you have any ex-girlfriends? Did you ever ask him?
I didn't ask him, but I assumed that it was just me and her because it was already too much of a trouble for him to how to tell me what to say, how to explain.
Yeah. So
And plus, of
so you
course,
never know of any other ex-girlfriends in Australia.
you know what? We could never tell. We
So
could
there
never
you
tell.
are. You said you assumed. You see, the
Yeah,
mistake
sure.
of us women is we give too much assumptions,
Yeah,
misjudgments, and wrong
correct,
opinions,
correct.
about
Yes,
the guy or about other people. So never
correct.
assume. Always ask the right question, like, what do you
Right.
want to know from him, right?
But I
So
think that the ex-wife, I mean the wife and myself was already a headache for him because I gave him the time of his life. I just can't bear, or I gave him the worst time,
so
and I don't think he would have a chance to find someone else. But again, I assumed, and that was the question that I should have asked him at that time.
so
But I suppose I didn't care so much anymore.
So now here's the question. So, like, he was gone, and then 6 days. Was it only the first time that you really felt that he has an
Yes,
affair? Only that those 6 days that you really
only the 6 days because I
ah
thought that he was dead. because without a communication.
Yeah, there was
And
something.
then I found out because I did
Yeah.
the
Yeah, real
research.
research. So, because
Good. The social media is really good. It's amazing because we can do our little investigations through social media, and that's how I found out about
so
his
all
life.
the while there was no such thing as messaging, texting, his Facebook, his cell
I
phone.
actually I found out I think few months prior to his holiday because this name came up and says with his the same surname. I said, who is that? Asking him when are you coming home?
That's my
So I said,
sister.
who is that? Yes, he said, that's my sister in Saudi Arabia.
Oh,
So because I know that he had a sister in Middle East working, so I believed him, right?
and
But
imagine you don't even know their sisters. You could have never conversed. Don't even know anything about how the mother looks like, the sisters looks like.
he told me his past, but obviously that girl's surname it happens to be the same because
Of
they're
course,
married.
married to her,
Then I
right?
believed him that it was a sister
Yes,
because you
yes, I
see,
could just imagine.
yeah, because you see, I trusted him. I want to give my love to him, and as what I said, I was praying. I hope that this is the guy for me.
Yeah, but so
And
when you said few months ago you found out there's a woman with the same last name, so it never occurred in your,
it never
I mean,
occurred to
even
me
just
because
a
he
little
told me,
inkling, is she married? Is he married to this girl? Was there any a bit of a chance in your thoughts that, hey, who's this one?
well, I wish I
You
had
didn't.
that
Okay, you didn't.
funny feeling about it, but because when you I think when you trust somebody,
Yeah.
you are blinded, and
Okay.
then because of the 6 months process that he never surfaced, and that's where my gut feelings told me you need to do something, and that's
Okay.
how I found out
So
from there.
never there was no signs, nothing except for that 6 days that he was gone. Like there was
Yes.
no phone calls outside of you. He will be talking somebody outside the room, outside the
No,
house.
no, I think he was too smart, or he was already very professional with it.
Yeah, probably he was calling him on the way to you or on his lunch
Or
break
maybe he
or
was calling on the way to work.
yes, 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 morning and lunch break and all that. So
Correct.
wow, so wow, you didn't see it coming, right? 6 months, but he was just your boyfriend, so it's bad when you are
Yeah,
married to him. But then again, you said
yeah,
you were pregnant when you found out about it.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
when you found out about it, did you wait him to come back?
Well, he was already in the Philippines, and then everything was already set. We spoke to my parents that we're gonna meet up with my parents in this month. So after Manila, we're gonna go together to Leyte and to meet up with my parents. That was the process. So I said to myself, should I let him come? But everything was already set. All right, so I let him come, meet up with my
Oh,
parents. He met with my parents,
in
and
Philippines.
in Leyte, and everything was just seems normal. My parents came. We did live together for how many, and then and the following year he has to go back again to Philippines because of the child's first birthday. So I said okay, and then he came back, and of course it's all lies. That oh no, we didn't sleep together. I was sleeping at my sister's place. Of course, MaryRose is not gonna believe that. Who am I? You already lied to me,
Yeah,
and then
yeah,
why
yeah.
would I believe you this time?
So
So I did hack his phone. I hacked his phone and I found out every conversation from airport all the way. So I said, oh, that's it. I just don't want to be with this guy because
yeah,
obviously he's a liar.
yeah, yeah.
So and
So that's
and
you
until
waited
now,
for a year, was you said first birthday, right? When you found out the guy was just the kid was just christening, so it must be a month, 2 months old.
right?
So
But I think you want to give. I don't know. I suppose knowing that you're pregnant too, and you want to give him the benefit of a doubt. What if he really was in love with me, and what if there's some issues with them? But the fact of the matter is that he lied. You see, from the very beginning, he lied. how do you live with a guy who lied to you from the very beginning? Even though he will give me the world after then, but in my own brain, it's always gonna go back from the inception of the relationship how he lied. So it's not gonna work because I'm the type of person that I cannot forgive. I don't want to forgive. I mean, I will forgive, but I cannot forget. And how can I
Mm.
live like that?
Correct, correct,
So
correct.
it's better to quit. I said, look, there's no gonna be us. We'll never be together. We're not gonna get. There's no forever for us because you lied,
So
and
you
I can't.
waited. So let me cut you there. So you, when he came back, then you said, "Okay, I can't live with
It
you."
took at least a year or we live few years still, but I
Oh,
because I gave myself a chance that I could forgive him, but it's just keep flashing back
the
about the
lie,
situation,
the
how
lies,
I
the
found
lies.
out
The,
it's not. So I said to myself, it's not gonna work. So I told him. So I started to go out with my friends, like go out and even come home sometimes at 3 o'clock, and he would message me, "Where the hell are you? What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you? Who are you sleeping with?" And I said to myself, "Who the hell? Who the hell are you to tell me what I do with my life?" Okay?
yeah.
I said, think we would never be together. There's not gonna be between you and me. Forget it. I'm not the one that's having an affair. You cheated on me. You lied to me. So therefore, you have no standing to ask me of what I do with my life. So I stand
Yeah.
my ground.
Going back to what I said earlier, actually, you were the secret affair. I think maybe you're the one that he prefers to be more with. That's why he's staying longer in Australia. And the other one is the old love, old wife, wherein I've gotten you, I
Yeah,
have you there.
yeah,
And
yeah.
maybe the wife is just simple and just takes whatever he gives or
Yes.
time that he gives.
Yeah.
So, like,
That's probably the reason. But for me, I just can't take. Maybe some women in my position would probably take him and say, okay, we'll be together, blah 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 blah. Maybe you don't feel the same way of how you feel about me towards her, and that's why you choose me. But for me, I just can't bear the fact that this is the situation.
yeah. Okay.
Maybe, yeah. So
So,
I said, quit it.
so you
Yeah.
mean few years is like 1 or 2 years, 3 years?
I would say, just over 2 years, and then decided, I'm sorry,
You can't take it.
this is not gonna work.
Uh,
But it was traumatizing from
yeah.
the beginning, knowing that that was a situation. So for me, it's never gonna work.
I think what you
So
did there, correct me if I'm wrong, is when you are betrayed or hurt the first time, and then like you feel like, yeah, he kind of really give me those love and emotion, and the way he treats me is okay. I mean, like you tend to forget, right? So you gave it a
right,
chance, especially now that you're pregnant, probably, and you have a child with him. So why not, right? Probably he
right,
gave you the excuse that, "Oh, I didn't really love her, that blah blah blah," and then, but then the second time that he left there, he said, "I'm not with him. I didn't sleep with her like that." But you saw all the conversation. Then he come again, that betrayal of lies,
right,
coming
correct.
from him. And then after that, probably your heart was starting to say, "No, I don't like this kind of life. Like there's a burden a little bit at or there's things in the back of mind, like
Right, right.
it's not a beautiful, clean,
Relationship.
fresh, good relationship because there's something in there, you know."
Right,
So
correct.
normally women don't want to break up right away because their pain is too much to handle.
Yeah.
So
You want to
probably you
process the
just
whole
wanted to
thing.
wean yourself
Right, right.
slowly, right?
Yes, yes. And
And
and I think, Miss Marlene, I think the worst part of a relationship is when there is a third party. I said to him, look, it's better for us to be honest. Uh,
honesty is the best policy
I,
still.
I correct. I don't want any third parties. If there's any issues, like for example, financial issues, there's any hardship or anything that you wants to open with me, it's okay. You let me know because I think we can deal with that.
Mm.
But third parties, I don't think I can deal. He knows that from the beginning. Because for me, if I want to be in a relationship, I just want that exclusive, that I want to be the only person and I want him to be the only person. I want the loyalty. But
Yes,
when I found out that that was the
you are
situation,
not
it's
alone.
completely
Oh,
breached the whole thing. It's like you breached the law.
yeah.
So,
Wow,
yeah,
I did my coffee. But anyway, so yeah, so you wind yourself until eventually your heart really says, no, this is not what I want. He's not what
it's
I
not.
want,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Having the baby is okay, you know.
yes.
You can take
That was a
care.
blessing to have the baby.
Yeah, I mean, we can take care. Filipina is very resilient. Can always take
Correct.
care of ourselves, even how many kids we have. And
Right.
if the guy is not worth it, we let them go, right? And I think
Right.
that's what
Who
happened,
needs a guy right now anyway? Who
right?
needs a guy? We don't need. We are who we are,
Yes,
and with our experience and knowledge in life, who needs a man? You
correct.
know
I
this.
mean, I agree with
Give him
you.
the flip.
But then again,
Right?
so in your experience, there was no signs or tales of really cheating or having an affair, because you only found out right there and there when
Correct. Correct.
he disappeared for 6 days, and then again
He was
after.
a very good liar.
Wow. No, because you're the affair. You're the one he loves. If you would be the wife, maybe you would be the one who feels like he's not coming
No, but
home.
the thing
He
is,
only comes here once a
the
year.
situation is different. The
What?
wife is in the Philippines, I'm here. So he was living with me. So I would
Correct.
never find out that he was cheating.
Correct. Correct.
That's a
And the wife,
situation.
probably he told the wife that I'm trying to save up and make a home for us, and I'll come and
Correct.
you can come to Australia one day. You know, the hope that the other woman is being kept with.
Correct. Correct. That's it. Correct. Oh my God. I hope that this our conversation right now could
A good
be
lesson
a learning
for
process.
other
For a
women.
lot of, yeah,
No,
very true.
but that's
Because
a lot of classic
mm,
stories already of having affairs when the husband is an OFW. I mean,
right.
I've heard and I know people whose marriages
Mm,
broke because
yes.
the wife is here. The husband went
Yeah.
first in Saudi or other
Right.
countries,
Right.
and eventually the guy fell in love with or
Someone
their men
else.
fell in love with other women who are also Filipinas. And
Right. Right. And
until,
what message would we give to those Filipinas who suffer the same way? Do we have
uh,
a message for them?
yeah.
How much tears?
Well,
do not
you
do not
have
cry.
you have to know the guy very well. You know, if you are
No,
single,
but Miss Marlene, what message should we give to those Filipinas who suffer the same thing in a relationship after finding out that their partner is having an affair with someone else? She will
ah,
say, "Congratulations, you dodged the bullet."
no, I will sing them the song. I want to break free.
Free.
I want to break free from your lies. You're so satisfied. I don't need you.
And
That
do
was
that,
your
and
song. That
a
was
lot of
your
women,
song.
a lot of women would say, "Oh my God, I'm so depressed. It's the end of the world. I lost this and I lost that. Hello, this is your freedom right here, right now. Take that opportunity and enjoy your life because you just dodged the bullet and be free. And let's sing karaoke. I want to be free."
Yeah. I want to break free tayo. Yung parang they are full of lies and they're self-satisfied. You
Correct.
don't need them. So yes, but you have to get to know the guy these days, because
Yeah.
especially now everything can have they can have affairs through online. So easy
Correct.
to have
Oh,
affairs nowadays, you know.
right, right. Yeah.
Before they have to travel to have an affair. Now you can even have the affair online
Exactly.
and do crazy
Exactly.
things. And men send money to these girls online, you know, to do
Right.
all those things
Yes.
for them and maybe meet up each other once in a while. So
I
girls
know.
get to know the guy, get to know, yeah, attraction, connection, acquaintance. Acquaintance is the moment where you have to know the background of the guy. What does he
Right.
do? Where are his
Mm.
families? What are the names of his
Correct.
families? Who are his mom and dads? Where was he born? Where are the residents of the family? Because this is
Right.
then you have to tell them, oh, can I meet your family? We can do
Right.
online hello already to everyone. So you get to know the faces.
Exactly.
So that when you
Right.
find out a same similar name, a girl with
Oh
a
my
similar
God. Yeah.
name
Yeah.
like your
Yeah.
man, then you know that that's
Mm.
not the sister because you've met. But not unless he will
Correct.
say, "Oh, that's my half sister. My father doesn't want to know. I'm the only one who
Exactly.
knows."
Right. Exactly. But some men are very good in lying, though.
Correct.
They are very good in that, and
Yeah.
that's the forte when you think
Yeah.
about it. So,
Yeah. Well, Filipina
right.
are known to be very empowered, regardless
Yeah.
of status quo, I found out that they are very resilient. Kahit yung
Yes.
mahihirap lang or ordinary type of women, when they
Yes.
cannot anymore, they cannot. And they're the type who could be so resilient to live without a man and they keep their children. That
Correct.
that
Yes.
I
Yes.
really one thing I
Admired.
respect about and
Admired this
admire about
Filipina.
our co-Filipina women. Go, go,
Right.
go,
Yes.
Filipinas. So,
Right.
the three that because we're talking about like how do you know if he is right? So,
But I've seen as well. I've seen a lot of Filipinas that would do a different way. Like if in a situation like this, that they would just forgive the man. Like if somebody did cheated on the wife, and some Filipinas were just like, okay, I will wait for you till this madness end, and I will still forgive you. And I don't see the logic.
no,
You
because
know?
our parents, our relatives, our friends will say, that's normal for guys. He'll come back to you. He's married to you. He'll come back to you. Like, it's okay. Accept it.
Yeah.
People said
I,
that.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked to be able to just forget the past. I mean, how can you forget the past, right? And how can you move on from there to here, knowing that that person is a cheater? And how do you know that the person is not going to do the same thing in the future?
Well, again, it depends how you feel about it, right? Some women they enjoy the money that the guy is giving them, like it's okay.
Hmm.
He gives me all the things that we need, my kids needs. I have the beautiful home, the
Right,
driver have all the money and he support us
right.
very well. That's fine. So it depends on what your
The women.
values or
Hmm.
what are your core values in life. Me, sabi
Correct.
ko, ayoko talaga ng liars and cheaters. And
Me too.
I don't want to share my men to anybody else.
Yes, correct. That's same with me.
Right? I mean,
The same.
how could you kiss that person on the lips when you know he's kissing another one?
Correct. Correct.
Right?
What's done has been done already, and it's not gonna go back to
Yeah.
the way it used to be.
So, yeah, the lesson there is please get to know the guy. Don't rush. Don't go to bed because some people from attraction, from the bar, they go to intimacy, which is the number 8 in the stage of
Yes.
relationship. And
Correct.
then they wake up in the morning and even the guy said,
Yes.
how did you get landed here? And then the girl gets pregnant and then the problem arises. So you say, oh, I
Correct.
was drunk. I'm sorry. And then you call the guy, my period is missing. I think I'm pregnant. I said, what? And then, of course, the guy was not ready because you just met him in the bar. There was no
Right. Right.
relationship. So he
Right.
doesn't want to marry you. Right? It
So
was,
in my case, Miss Marlene, for me, it's better for me not to live with any guy. So if there's an issues, I just drop them like a drop of the ocean. See you
yeah.
later, alligator.
If you need a man, just order them once in a while. Just like,
Exactly. Oh,
you can order them now.
we can reverse now, isn't it? We can reverse what the men's are doing. We can do it right now.
If you have a nice
Right
credit
now.
card,
We have
just
been burnt how many times? So
yes.
I suppose that we learned our own lesson. So that's fine.
Actually, if you are financially well off and you can take care of yourself and your children, you know,
Right.
there's really no need for having a man except someone who really is good to grow old with. But it's if you
Right.
find that man, if he comes from heaven, dropped into my doorstep or your doorstep, yes, I will welcome that man. But if it's so
Do you
hard,
think
what?
do you think there is such thing as a perfect man?
there's no such thing as perfect men kasi we are a human with frailties and
That's
imperfections.
true.
But there's
That's
always
true.
a man who is very close to your core values. That's why get a
Right.
man who fits your values in life. Honesty to
Right.
honesty, right? Integrity
Right.
to integrity. Yeah.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
faith to faith, what are the other progression? So, certainty to certainty. So, how is he get a man as near as how you see life?
Right.
And someone
Correct.
that will fit with your children if you're already married.
Right.
Someone who
So
will be good.
the question here right now is, do we still have a chance to meet up with that person?
Yeah, they say for as long as there's life, never give up.
When there is life, there is hope.
Yes, and they say if you're not looking, they will not come. If you're looking, maybe one day it will come. So just pray to God, and you have to be ready. You have to set your boundaries. This is the man I want. So put all your boundaries of what you want.
All the
out of it.
criterias.
Yes. And then when he's ready, you just say, okay, by the way, you meet the criteria and here are my boundaries. So that's na yung number 4 in the relationship. The power struggle, value for value. Does he accept it? Does he understand you? Is he gonna go with your culture, your tradition,
Right.
Okay, so it should
It's
fit
tough.
with you. Not that, oh, it fits, yes, we fit in the bed. He's cute. He has money and like that. No, because money
Yeah.
will not really be
It's not
there to
everything.
comfort you when
Yeah.
marriage
I,
goes
I think
wrong.
with I think with women like us, money is not everything for us. We know how to make our own money. We're empowered.
Yeah.
We know how to tackle things. We're not a plain housewife. So
No, I still
yeah.
want a man who has money a bit. I'm not gonna feed him.
Yeah, that's right. No, I'm trying to say is we want someone that to a certain level,
Yeah.
like us.
Yeah.
But then again, we're definitely not gonna run for somebody who has a lot of money. We're not that type of woman.
No.
You see?
Because there are some women who go for the money. The more you have
Only.
money, the
Correct.
better his pocket, the more good looking he looks like.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah. So for you, what can you say? What are the traits of cheaters or men who have affairs? Are they like insecure?
Insecure.
I mean, this man.
No, I think that's just a men's norm, I think.
Mm,
And as I mentioned earlier, lippers that never change their color.
ah.
So I think women has to be aware of what kind of man that they are going to end up with. So we have to have our duty of care to know first, do not rush unless you're just having a good time. But then again, if a worse scenarios may arise, then you have to learn how to deal with it, I think.
Yeah. So Pam Pasyan, Professor Pam says, who needs a guy when a woman is empowered in every way? So
We don't need a guy.
he
They
agrees.
need us.
So he agrees with me. Order a man for delivery. Awful.
Correct.
Okay, all the
We don't
best
need them, they need
gentlemen
us.
with integrity died in the war. Sabi niya, all the men with integrity died in the war, World War II. And the good men are now gay. Well, I mean, I don't want to joke about it. There's still there some good men. I still believe that
Yes.
there are good men
Yes.
out there, and I
Yeah.
know one. That's the husband of my daughter. Hi, Casper.
I know one as well.
Yeah.
My dad, because he's very faithful to my mom.
Yeah, was he born in the 1940s or?
He was born in 1956.
Okay, so that's after the war. He's one of those guys.
He dodged the bullet.
Okay, so here they say that I don't know if you agree with you. Here are some of the traits that men have. Like, I mean, I have experienced that also. Image result. They like to always look better. You know, they're starting to have this nice kit. They're starting to be looking more, I mean, dressing up better now than before if they have an affair.
Than
And they
before.
always smell
Right.
good.
Wow. Oh, then.
And most of
Yeah,
these
that's
guys,
probably one of the signs.
and most of these guys are have that narcissistic character, actually.
Right. Right.
And
Yeah.
uh, they like they like to deceive people, you know.
Right.
Sometimes these guys like you can look you into your eyes and not even knowing that they are really lying to you, right?
Correct.
Okay,
Correct.
so be careful with those kind of deceptive
Correct.
eyes.
Yes.
They don't even flicker when you ask them
Yeah.
questions, right? Oh, they're also
Correct.
jealous. Remember when you said you're coming on 4 o'clock? They will say, "Oh, who are you sleeping with?" I mean,
Exactly.
because that's what he
Exactly.
does. They say in psychology, you are what you think.
Yeah. Or we say people judge people by their own standard.
Correct. That's why they
That's
said
why.
you are what you think. And then they like to flirt. Have you noticed? He was very flirtatious.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Remember
That's
when you
right.
met him? Probably, if you go back from that
He probably did
memoirs,
his best
from the
behavior.
memories. So
Yes.
he was a kind of flirty guy, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
And also, is he kind of insecure towards you?
A little bit insecure.
See?
Yes. A little bit insecure.
What? Why do you say that? Like, how does he show his insecurity?
He doesn't really show that much because at that time he was just very quiet. You see, Millie, because he's got everything to hide. Okay, hey, hang on. Mom, I'm still in the press. I'm still in the
Hello.
That's my MJ.
Hi,
Okay, my baby, I'm still, yes, yes. I'm still in a meeting. Okay, meeting, I'm not in a meeting. Okay, coming on. Sorry. Okay, I'm coming. I'm still on a meeting. Okay, hang on, sis, hang on. Okay, I'm still on a meeting. Okay, I'll be right back.
All right. So yes, you can't help it when you have children. They don't know what you're doing. So yes, let's continue. You're still on MK and Co. Miss MaryRose Salubre, Mrs. Universe Australia 2020. It's just there to calm down the sun. And let's go back to Professor Palm.
Apologize, my sister.
Okay, a few good
Apology.
men.
Oh my gosh.
So Pam said a
No,
few.
because we have a visitor, so he
Oh, yeah.
came and.
All right, so we are back. So
Yes.
going back to how guys are when they are cheaters or having affairs, they're really actually very jealous guys.
Yes, yes, because they're judging themselves, they're judging others by their own standards.
By
So
their
that
own
is why.
shadow.
Yeah, they cannot trust themselves, so that's why they don't want to trust the others.
And they like to flirt. You can see they have their flirtatious
Yes.
ways towards women, right?
Right.
If you go back, he's really a flirt, right?
Exactly.
See? So,
Exactly.
you said insecurity. We're going back to insecurity. How do you know that he was insecure to you? Or he had those insecurities?
You know, it didn't really show that much. I could tell that he was a little bit insecure. He feel like he was left behind because when I have my friends, we're having a dinner. He was just so. He was very quiet. Like there's nothing to talk about. You know. Definitely doesn't want to talk about relationship because if if it's something that's
Guilty.
or definitely not talking about wives and stuff.
So he was quiet.
But
right?
yeah, you can tell that a person that doesn't really say much, maybe there's something to hide.
Yeah, they said
You see?
silent water runs deep.
Deep, yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
So
Sometimes-
yeah, a little bit insecure.
Sometimes your friends probably say, "Oh, he's so mabait. He's so nice. He's so quiet. He's just smiling."
Misleading.
Yes, so misleading. Oh my! Is that not all quiet men are nice. Right? So
Right.
they are. Is he a thrill seeker?
What do you mean by real seeker?
Thrill. Like he likes things that much of. It could be also in bed, Is he a thrill seeker, in things that you do outside.
Oh, he likes to go out for like to eat. He
Only
likes
that.
food, but he's not a very you
Adventurous.
know yeah, like there's men that wants to win you. Like for example, like I like flowers, and I
Oh,
like my men to bring me flowers. Like I mean, I like chocolates or something to make you feel something
he's
important or
not
something.
very
It's not that we
romantic
need
in
it.
his ways. You mean like
Yeah, like a
flowers and
romantic guy.
chocolates? Yeah.
I like a romantic guy, but he is completely the opposite of that. You
Oh.
see? And
They say a
yeah,
guy when they love you and they're really into you yet, still into you, is they like to give you surprises of flowers, perfume,
yes,
chocolates,
right,
lingerie, sexy
right.
stuff because they want you to
Sexy
wear it.
things.
And yeah, things that you love. They adorn you
Yeah,
with
yeah.
things that you love,
Right,
especially
right,
if they can
yeah,
afford it. So,
right.
how was his view of reality in life when friends were talking about, this guy? Did you ever have a group wherein you were talking about someone's been cheating or they got divorced because the husband was caught, blah blah blah? What was he? You never. What does he say
See, we
about
never
men?
had that kind of
You
conversation
never did.
because, yeah, because he was kind of away from his friends. And with me naman, I have my friends, but he was a little bit quiet. He doesn't wanna really mingle and blend to the conversation that we have. So maybe because he doesn't want to slip up, and if there's
Correct,
something to
correct,
hide,
correct. They said you
yeah.
want
So
not.
he kept his
Yeah,
himself
they said you don't
very
want to make
quiet.
a mistake. Keep your mouth
Yes,
shut. The lesser you
correct, correct.
say,
Yeah,
the lesser you are
yes,
answerable to anyone, because
that's
you
right.
might be
Because if a person has something to hide, they would rather be like at home or just between you and
Yeah,
him.
yes,
You see, that's the
yeah.
trouble.
Because some friends might suddenly recognize him in Sydney, because Sydney is a big city. Any
Correct.
people from the Philippines could be happen to be in Sydney and
Or
uh,
social media, or social media. Social
yes,
media is
that too.
quite
Might be
big.
taken
I
pictures.
said,
So,
hey,
did he
I've seen
shy
the
away?
person.
Did he shy away
Yeah,
from social media pictures?
correct, correct. No,
Oh,
we did, yeah, we did from the beginning. Yes, we did, but we didn't really go out as much to mingle with the community. Um, Maybe because he doesn't want to be seen, or if
yes, of
somebody
course.
did recognize and stuff like that.
Somebody might
So,
get a
so
snapshot of
social
you.
media was restricted.
Yeah, really. So, guys, when
Yeah,
your boyfriend or your girlfriend evades social media pictures or things
right,
being put in the social media, then you know he's hiding from something, probably.
right, right. Yes,
Right?
correct.
And because I see people, some of my very well known, famous celebrity friends are super, super, super rich friends. They really
Yes,
avoid social media,
social
but
media.
to have an account. So
Right,
they use
right.
aliases. But
Some aliens, yeah, that's
but
true.
to be
Yes.
taking pictures together with them, that's okay with them because they have nothing to
Right,
hide, right? But now be
right, right.
careful when they really don't want you. They don't want, like, suddenly when
They
picture
don't want,
taking he's in the toilet. Or he
or
say,
he will pretend that he will do
hey,
this
don't call me, or
rather than
something,
looking at the
doing
camera.
something, or something fell. Something fell.
That's right.
These are the
That's
signs,
right.
right? And
That's
also,
right.
when you talk about men cheating and like that, they just smile and they don't want to say anything about it.
They don't want to comment. Yes.
Right? And then they say some of these guys have lost lack of respect. I don't know. I mean, towards women sometimes,
Right. Yeah.
or they say so much things about men, sometimes because they're doing it themselves. Like they don't trust
Correct.
men,
Yeah.
other men.
Correct. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
And to them, immorality is acceptable. Probably if you will talk about hey, this guy's having an affair, and this woman or this man, and if it's the man that they're talking about, he'll say, well, maybe he really is in love with the new one, you know. he will go
They'll
for
cover
that
their
immorality. He will
They
go.
cover themselves.
Yes, yes, yes.
Good on your body.
Yeah, yeah, they become part of their body. So,
Right.
what do you think? Can you really affair proof or cheat proof a marriage, you think?
Can I? Do I?
Can
Can you
one,
repeat the
can
question?
one, in your own opinion, I mean, in your own, yeah, understanding, or I would like to know if, like, can we really cheat proof? Or can we affair proof a marriage?
That is a very hard question. I suppose I don't know, Miss Craig. I just
but
it's very difficult. It's
But
very
before
hard to
that,
explain.
before that, you know, maybe because I mean you didn't have a long marriage, so you really don't know whether you can do it, right? But I
Yeah.
just want to read what Pam says.
I
Misplaced. He
yeah.
said, "You know that he's cheating or having an affair when he has a misplaced personal belongings. When suddenly he tells you, 'Can you find my this, my this?' And then you really cannot find it. You've searched because he forgot that
It's
thing, that object in
Yeah, yeah.
somebody else's
It's
house."
very hard. It's very hard, I think, because once you feel and you feel in love with a person, you're blinded. And even though if he does wrong things, you just sort of oversee it.
Yeah, just see
You
the
know
best in
that
him, right?
you see, it's very hard. And when you in love with someone else, you just want to trust the person, and unless there is that's what it is. I caught you on the act, and you're really cheating on me. Otherwise, little things, that's what you said. Oh, I forget these things, I misplaced these things. It's still not enough reason. That's what
Yeah,
I
I know.
said earlier. Who's that person? And he said it's his sister. So for me, they say, you know, he might be cheating on me, or he might this and that. It's hard to tell unless it's really caught in the act. It's very hard. I think when you're in love, you're blinded.
Yeah, you're
Right?
always the last one to know, also.
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, all your friends would know the situation, and you are the last person. Why is that?
Because now you're blinded. You hear
Really
nothing, you
blind.
don't see nothing.
Really blind. Yeah. And
Anyway,
especially if it's just like the honeymoon time, the first and the 6 months to 1 year, you are really blinded because you're driven with what you feel.
correct. And I'm
You
sure
see?
what happened to you, Marius, is he might have really loved you more than the other one, you know? Because you are the affair nga eh. You are the affair.
Yeah.
She was the wife.
Yeah, yes. Well, yeah, yeah, we could never tell of the whole truth of how we feel. But then again, for me, I just can't be the person
You are choppy.
that would just stomach what he did.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, oh, I just don't want to live like.
You have to repeat what you said because you were a little bit fluctuating with the Wi-Fi.
All right, yeah, yeah, right. So what I was saying is that I think at the end of the day, both of us are victims. So she's more of a victim than me, but um, I was also lost.
Yeah, you feel you were lost, right?
But at the end of the day, yeah, 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 yeah. At the end of the day, I think the whole essence here is we just have to learn to move on, and hopefully that mistake is not gonna be repeated again.
Mm.
But in my own opinion, I am happier now because I've got a daughter and my son, which that completed my life. And what matters the most is my kids, and
Mhm.
men are not my priority. And there's a lot of men out there that wants to date, but I have no time because you could never tell if these men are really there for love or what their perceptions.
Yes.
And you don't want to go back to the same situation again.
Yeah. So
Right? And
the so with our topic, like you, if you know, can I just add up? Yeah.
yeah, sure.
In my experience, the man will hold his cell phone so close and dear he would sleep with it, and make sure it's
Right.
locked.
Right, correct.
And
That's
suddenly,
right.
if you are away, like I went on a trip, I came back, the car was full of hairs, not the same color as my hair, and they are longer,
Right,
longer hairs. Because you start
right.
cleaning up, you see those, and then if there's one earring that fell in the
Right,
car,
right,
or there's a lipstick cover that fell. Maybe it went that she couldn't find it, and she already didn't
right.
care, right? The girl who your man is dating with. So those
Yes,
little female things or belongings that fall
right,
in the car, like hairs,
right.
as like I say, and yeah, when suddenly the car smells like a perfume of a woman.
Yeah. But how pathetic though. Why would they do it in a car, or why would they, you know, they could have done something way better,
Well,
or
maybe they went.
would he say go to the hotel rather than me picking you up?
No, because
You know what I mean?
we were in the hotel business. We are known in the hotels, so anybody you could give.
Anyone would know him.
Yeah, right.
Right. Oh.
And social media is there already, right? So
That's why everything is in the car. The car was the
yeah,
biggest
maybe they
witness.
went out of town, and then yeah, I'm sure the girl lay
Wow.
down or on their trip or like that, and then of course some
Yeah.
hair fell because he had to comb his hair. They have to get out,
Right.
probably.
Oh, that's very sad.
Yeah, and the thing is, it is that
Mm.
she's lying and she has got an affair, but like what other friends say, oh, the guys are just like that. They come back to you. But I
Yeah.
allowed it for a year. Actually, I was not
Right.
angry at him because if there are no women that allow men who are married to court them, and there will be no affairs. So
Right.
the power should be in the women. Why would you get somebody's husband or somebody's
Correct.
girlfriend?
Yes.
If
Correct.
a married man really is falling in love with me,
Right.
and he says, "Oh, my husband, my wife and I are not sleeping together. It's no longer a
Right.
marriage."
Right. Right.
I will divorce it. Cut it
Or
off.
maybe,
Cut it
or
off
maybe
legally and
for
come back to me.
maybe for the financial reasons. What do you think?
Yes, that's what I
Maybe
said.
because there are women that wants money only. They
Correct.
don't care of how much they hurt the other
Yes,
person,
but
but
that's
because
true.
they just want
Yeah.
that's their that's their
Reason.
forte.
And that's
Yes.
their
Or maybe they
reason.
made it a business.
Yes, having an affair is sometimes a business, or sometimes
Mm.
they don't know better, or the other one
Correct.
is they were lied onto and they believe the guy. It can happen.
Yes.
But when you wake up one day and you find out that he's really married, get out.
Correct.
Why do
Yes,
you want to
correct.
share your man with somebody else? And if
Correct.
a man what really loves you, and
He will divorce.
yeah,
Mm.
go first. Do a clean slate divorce or separation, legal separation, and then
Right.
accept the guy, right?
Mm.
But don't
Right.
do it when he says, "Oh, we're not sleeping anymore. I'm in a complicated, but I just still have to go home for the kids' sake."
Correct. I'll see you in 2 months' time.
Yeah. Don't
I'll
go
send you
for
the
that.
money.
Yeah, but really, I say, I don't like women who really destroys marriages.
Correct. Yes.
So
Correct.
I'm anti-kabit.
Yeah. That's
I'm
right.
anti the
Yeah.
other woman.
Who wants to be the second choice,
Yeah,
right?
I'm against the other woman.
Right.
So
Yes, that's true.
right.
Nobody
So
wants to share their man.
So that one, and then you will know that. Oh, Lucky! Hi, Lucky. She's also watching the Noble King of the Universe, London.
Right.
Okay, so another thing is they will really think. Excuse me. They will call or talk not in front of you. They will always go
Right.
far away from you to speak. Oh, just gonna. And I know that
Yes.
before, it doesn't matter business or his family or his friends, he always spoke to me in front. Then later
Right,
on,
right, right.
I said, "Why?" But I know already.
If there's something to hide, I'm sorry, sweetheart, I'm just gonna take this phone call. It's a work related.
Yeah,
And then they're away.
and he's a
They
little
have
bit.
to go out and pick up the phone.
And he's a little bit deaf because he used to be a pilot, and so he
Right.
didn't know that there was a phone, a Samsung, that when the guy
Right.
speaks on the other side, even if it's not on the, how do you call this, power mic, you could still
Right.
hear that it was the woman he was talking to.
Oh,
It's so
that's bad.
but I know
Right.
already, but I just gave it a chance. I gave it a year, and
Right.
after a
Yeah.
year, then I stopped it.
So you didn't end it knowing that he already had an affair.
No, because
You were giving him a chance.
married to him for 13 years, and I know he's very good. And many men was saying, "How could you? Only one woman in the Philippines with all the beautiful women. You only have one woman in your life, and like that with your."
So you married a pilot guy. Weren't you even concerned that this pilot, wherever they landed, there
No,
would
he
be
used to be
someone
on
else?
U.S. Air Force.
Right.
U.S. Air Force,
Mhm.
retired.
So different to the commercial
No,
plane.
not a commercial pilot.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You they work with a commercial, even though it's a US, they still go somewhere else, and it's still
yeah.
you cannot trust, because nowadays I think even our men, if they're loyal to us, but it's the women as well that we have to think of, that these women, they think that a married man, to pursue a married man, for them it's like a success. It's
Yes.
trending. Let's get this man. I know he's married. It's very hard to get, but if I get this man, it's like my goal.
Yeah.
And you see, some women would think that way.
And other
Oh, it's
women,
disgusting.
other women also will think like, oh, he loves him more than his wife. And
It's a
that's
challenge
why,
for them.
yeah, that's why they will say, I'd rather have a married man because I know that he loves him more than his wife, right? You know, those kind of mentalities is very bad.
Right,
But
right,
the worst thing is the worst karma, I think, is to really break a marriage, especially when there are
Right.
children involved. You know?
correct. Yes,
No
yes, yes.
woman should allow themselves to be the other woman
Correct. Right.
until the woman passes away, the wife, or the guy is already legally separated.
Correct, correct.
So
That's right.
And another way you will know that your man is at home is
Cheating.
really having an affair is when suddenly during lunch breaks you cannot call him,
Oh,
cannot be reached,
Mm.
and
right.
suddenly there are overtimes, you know,
Oh,
and then
yes.
or suddenly they will go so early because they want to meet early
Right, right.
before office
Or
time.
maybe taking a day off, going to work, but never went to work.
Yes, that's true. That's true.
Took a
That's
day
true.
off.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's one way also. And then suddenly on Fridays, because single girls like to go out on Fridays, right? Suddenly
Right,
they
right.
have boys out
Yes.
meeting with
Right,
the boys, you know.
right.
At
Mm.
basta,
Well, I never experienced those kind of experiences. Actually, my experience is just different
yeah, I
to
know it was a different one.
to this kind of experiences, because I think that is more. It's like more an agony, because knowing that, hey, you know, um, going out on Friday night, or coming
Yeah.
home late every night,
Yeah.
the car thing and all
Yeah.
these things. I think it's, yeah.
So yours was kind of different way of like lies, based on lies and
Yes.
cheats. It's
Yes.
but then you found out eventually very fast. And yet,
very fast, and that's good. And I know that I would end it. It was just a matter of time
yes,
because I think my feelings wasn't there anymore. It's not gonna be the same.
yes, you
Yeah, I
wind
could never
yourself
trust
slowly.
him.
But then, okay,
Yeah,
and to the because I would just shared my experiences, like
experience. Yeah,
just for the others to know that these are the
to be
very
aware of.
classics.
Yes,
Suddenly, when you call them,
you one you're like you got killed slowly.
yourself. There's like they don't answer their cell phones.
My one was like straight away. You was like slowly, sweetheart, slowly. Oh, I don't know how to handle it if I was in your
Yeah.
situation.
Suddenly, there are a lot of extra appointments outside the office,
Yes, that's right. Oh,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
And then,
Sorry to
like,
hear.
sometimes they come home late already,
Hmm.
right?
Right,
And sometimes they will try to say, like, oh, we have to go to somewhere else for an overnight, 2 nights with the friends,
right, yeah,
you know, go
right,
mountain hiking and all that.
right.
So
When
many
in fact you
excuses.
don't actually go for a hike.
So,
Right? All of a sudden, all these things are changed.
yeah. So there's so many changes in his schedule, where
Right.
he doesn't
Oh.
used to do that. So get to know your husband,
Hmm.
you know,
Right.
because sometimes we don't know even the work that he does, the businesses that he does. So some women just accept it,
Right,
because
right.
they've not.
Correct.
There are some who've not even gone to their office where their man is working.
Right, right.
So sometimes it's just a shock that one day, so he's cheating. Anyway, so can we really proof aware affair proof a marriage, cheat proof a marriage? We can try. According to modern psychology, they say it start
Right.
with an attitude of being certain that you will and he will not stray. So by getting to know him, right? And
Yeah, yes.
make sure that when you do your boundaries, you
Mm.
know, love boundaries with him, that he accept it.
Right.
And one is no cheating. When I caught you one time, it's gone. So he knows
Yeah.
that when you do it this one time, but
Right.
maybe you might say, okay, one time, okay.
Second time.
But don't tell that to him. Just say, I don't like lying, cheating, dishonesty.
Yeah,
And if I
yeah,
catch
yeah.
you, you're gone.
Mm-mm. Yeah, with me it's different though. If you cheat on me once, there's no ifs and there's no buts. That's it. I I won't accept him probably. I won't give him a second chance, and unless if I'm not in love with the guy, you see, I
But
would probably push him. You
you're
can't have an
you're
affair.
saying it that now for the next guy, because the other guy you gave it
I think
years, some two
I think we've
years.
been burnt. We've been burnt
Yeah.
how many times, and that we are like, no, I'm sorry, we have to reverse it now.
So now make your boundaries and get to know the guy from stage 1 to stage 8. All
The
right.
boundaries will be okay. If we're gonna be in a relationship, this is what it is. It's gonna be my law. We'll meet up once, once a week.
Oh,
You live at your place, I live at my place, and if we don't like each other, we'll just say bye.
yeah, right.
Right? It's a lot
Correct.
easier. Why
So
would you want to complicate yourself?
yeah, especially you have your own family, you've got kids. So
Correct.
probably a man who should court you should have his own house. So
Correct.
say,
Correct.
okay, we can be so beautiful lovers and
Correct.
monogamous
Yes.
relationship. But
Right.
when we have both time that we really want to be with each other undisturbed, either you come to
Correct.
my place or I go to your place, right?
Correct. It's better at his place.
Yeah, yes.
Better
Better.
at his
Yeah,
place.
better at his place. All right. So
Correct.
tell him I have kids, you don't, so it's better we meet in your place. So these are the
Correct.
boundaries, your rules. You can do whatever
Mhm.
as long as it's accepted to the other guy.
Correct. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
So
correct.
I always tell my friends, see, you did not set your boundaries. That's why guys, when they cheat on you one time, they say, please forgive me, I didn't mean to, It was just, I slept and I was drunk and all the BS excuses because you didn't set your boundaries. Isn't it
Correct.
in work or in things that we do? If they give us a contract and they give a strict red contract that you're not supposed to do it, we read it very well and we will remember it, right? Not to cross it.
Right.
So that's how we.
Well, how do we actually deal with that when in fact we have our own tradition, the very strong Philippine tradition where the process, the parents, okay, he seems like he's a very nice man, and then okay, let's know the family.
Yeah, it should be
what
that
we're trying to
way.
set the boundaries right now is so different to the tradition.
No, it should be still that way. It should be still that way. That's the only way to know the guy, and then the father. You have to know who the parents are. You have to know who the sisters are. You see, he gave you a name of a sister, and you didn't know. You have to know the family.
It's good, but I think it's good that way. But I think in our situation, it's better not to know them.
Really,
we just have to say, let's just meet up once a week at your house. Right? Don't complain. If you want me to be with you, these are the boundaries. You see, you have to set it up.
That's for us who are already been burned and matured. But for the younger ones and some girls, will say, set your boundaries and sometimes make it fun. Make your best friend, his best friend, your best friend. Have a notarized those rules and boundaries.
But the thing is, there's no such thing as a perfect relationship. What we've been through, I think chances are of these young ones will go through what we've been through.
That's true.
I think we have to tell them, hey, enjoy right now. Just don't give everything to him. Set the boundaries.
Yeah.
Let's meet up once a week. Have fun. Rather than being choked up and this is what's happening.
Okay.
Then you cry out, hey, I'm so suicidal. I'm going to commit suicide. That's it. The end of the day. Blah, 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 blah.
Okay. As you said, there's no such thing as perfect woman and perfect man. It's only what your only control is what you accept. Anything that's acceptable, if he lied a little bit, he did this a little bit, and it's still acceptable to you, then stay with him. But then again, based on core values. So do you like the core values of a little dishonesty is okay? Or honesty,
a little white lies.
Little lies is okay? So if you're the type, that means you also lie a little bit, right? That's why you accept it.
We have to lie a little bit too. We have to sort of like dangle. Oh, sweetheart, I've got, whatever treatment he's giving you, we have to give that treatment to them as well. Oh, sweetheart, I've got a friend that wants to go out for hiking. Oh, but sweetheart, you don't like to hike. I said, no, I like it now. So you try to give them the doses. You give them the medicine. So they try their own medicine.
Oh,
so I think we have to tell these girls, that just don't invest everything.
True.
Don't invest your
Let the
feelings.
man, my grandma said, let the man love you more than you love him.
Correct.
He should love you more than you love him. So.
But that was like what in 1901.
No, but up to now, the man should invest in his emotions to you, because they say men will only pursue you if he has the strong feelings and emotion for you. So let him be the one to invest all his feelings and emotions to you, and then just accept.
I think they're all dead now, Miss Marlene. It's very rare right now.
So that's why don't marry if you don't find that guy. You have your own standard. You have your own standard.
That's why I'm setting my boundaries.
Yes. If
Once a week.
If I don't find that guy, then I'll rather be alone.
Exactly. Less headache.
Okay, so you can a little way avoid the pain of men having affair after your marriage. Yeah, boundaries, and then talk openly about your needs and expectations.
Correct. Yes.
And
that's
then and also talk openly about what are the types of things he's attracted to, or type of women he's attracted to, and vice versa. then it already warns you, that when somebody has that look, you say, come on, honey, let's go.
That's right. Oh my gosh,
Right?
it's all about compromising.
Because I
Mm.
know if you're married to one, you know already the type of your man. I mean, I've been married twice, so I know like, okay, that's more or less his type, which is similar to you, actually.
Right.
So, talk openly about sex. What are his expectations of you regarding in bed? Because if you married a virgin or you married with not much experience in bed, maybe he expected a woman who's a little bit
A little bit shy.
a PhD or has a master's degree in bed.
Oh my God.
I
We need to
mean,
study that first.
you laugh, but it's true. Before I got married, when I was
Oh my gosh.
in my
That PhD probably won't last long. It probably just last long for a month, but it won't last long forever.
no, but since men are very physical, and they like
Right.
to be pleased by the woman, most
Yeah.
likely if you're very good in bed and you're good in the kitchen, you know, because they say the way to the man's heart is through the stomach, and of course through somewhere else. They say you should be how do you call this? A, how do you call? You should be a chef in your kitchen and a very high class host in the living room, but be a PhD whore in bed.
What's it? Excuse me? None of the above.
No, you laugh, but I
None
hear,
of the above.
but
Especially in the Philippines, we have maids. So imagine, oh sweetheart, I prepare a buffet for you, all these things. Maybe in bed we can get away with that, but that's what I said, it's not gonna be long. It's not gonna be forever. It's gonna be
but
maybe
that's
within a month.
but
In a
that's
month, huh?
why you
Okay.
might have a chef or a maid at home, but you still have to give your
And maybe hire a professional whore as well.
yeah, personal touch, maybe to teach you. If you don't know, then maybe you might have to hire someone, talk to someone, interview someone how to please a man. No,
Correct.
it's really so we might laugh, but there's so many things men needs. So it's up to you how you
Yeah.
want to cheat proof. They say you have to cheat proof your bed, your bedroom. And that's one way of being a PhD. Let's see. What's
Right.
Lucky now? Respect is the most important of all, Lucky said. Pam is
But
laughing. She said, PhD in bed? Where? I want that. She said,
that is a new course.
well,
That is a new diploma.
I can teach you guys. I mean, listen, I have a class in MaryRose is dying. Pam and Lucky are dying laughing also. Master's degree of Doctor of Philosophy in beddings. I love this. This is no, but it's true. I mean, you
We
cannot
can
just
talk about that when we meet up.
yeah.
We can talk about that when we meet up, the four of us in the Philippines. Then we will like study this.
No, this one.
Valedictorian, salutatorian.
Before I got married, I bought the book Alexandra. And the what's this Indian
Oh, the
what
Kama Sutra.
the Kama Sutra. I read that. I read also this girl. I forgot her name, Alexandra, and she teaches you how to please yourself and how to please the men. So it's not bad because you have to get to know the biology of men in bed. you know no, you might laugh, because the many reasons why, like I read to you, is because maybe they are not satisfied in bed,
Yeah.
you know
Well, I suppose we sometimes failed.
yeah, and also your
And
personal
failed
hygiene.
big time.
You must always smell good. That's why to be married is so bad. You're cooking with all the oils and the garlic, and then before he comes home, you
Exactly.
have to smell like Victoria's Secret after.
But the point is, if you live overseas, how do you have time to prepare yourself? Can you see? You have a 9 to 5 job, then then you have to cook when you get home.
True, di ba?
Then you have to prepare for the next day. Then
Yeah.
where is all this? There's certainly
That's
there's no
why.
time. Maybe in the Philippines, yes, because there are maids.
Yes, I will. I want to be married to a guy who can afford to buy, to have a chef, somebody who can cook very
Right.
well, and I'll just be there to taste, so that I still smell Victoria's Secret.
Correct.
I only go there when all the garlics and fun are smell. You know, I
Correct.
mean,
But I think yeah, what's gonna happen is we have to marry a rich guy to be able to fulfill of that guy's needs because all we have
correct.
to do is to smell nice.
Yes.
Maybe yeah, I don't cooking. I don't mind cooking. If he has plenty of money, but the thing is, I don't think that's us though,
No,
because our brain is thinking way beyond.
no. If
Um,
you are an assertive woman, you must be, you must have talents and skills, multiple talents and skills in the bedroom, in the living
PhD,
room,
PhD.
in your work, in business, because they like women also who
Oh,
are
right.
empowered, when they can see you at a
Yes.
distance. Oh, my wife is a good CEO. My wife can sing. My wife can perform in this
Correct. Yes. Yes.
whatever work you're
I
doing.
think it can
That's
be done. It can be done.
it's hard. It's hard to really be a perfect wife. I'm not perfect.
Unless
To
unless we have to tell
to have a
our
good wife.
partner or husband that, sweetheart, you have to expect a PhD only on Saturday night.
Yes. Uh,
Saturday night. Don't expect every night because I'll be exhausted.
no, then
Right?
you tell him you better be PhD too.
You be PhD the MWF, I'll be the TTH.
Pampassion said
Right?
you must learn the philosophy of manhood anatomy. See? And
Oh
then
my
Lucky
God.
said, it's not about satisfied in bed. Men is just they couldn't control themselves even without you. But that's true. I mean, even you could be the best and the most beautiful.
Yeah,
And look at the famous celebrities in
very true.
Hollywood. I mean, even they break
Exact,
up.
exactly. Exactly. I mean, the point of the matter is, even though we have the PhD degree in bedroom, however, our partner, whatever, will still cheat because that's the way they are.
Yeah, because he's starting to see the wrinkles. He's starting to see the little sags. And then starting to have bigger waist and bigger hips.
Exactly.
That's
So what is
why,
the point?
but that's why
What is the
you have to know his expectations. Like
well? How does he expect? But we're not going younger. We're obviously getting older. How do we
but that's why
convince
you
him?
will see how he thinks. Because there are men who are right forward, say, without thinking, they will say, oh, I want you to be beautiful always. I want my wife to be like my mom, who's always beautiful, even he had 6 children. And you see the mom really
Oh,
nice, still got beautiful waist and firm body, you know. Or I would like to be
oh,
like like the husband of my brother, the wife of my brother. Then you
oh
can
my
see
God.
her so perfect, firm butt, firm everything. Even he has got 3 kids. So there, the way he thinks, you could already know
Mm,
that. Oh no, what? And
yeah.
if I become fat and I
Right.
breastfeed and I have big butts and big like this, you will leave me. When he cannot answer fast, then you know he's not the one.
Right.
True,
Yeah,
true.
it's very tough. It's very tough to please, and I think basing with a relationship, I think it's good to just have respect. I think with each other.
It's very
I think
important.
because when there's respect, there is loyalty. There's honesty. Everything will
Yes,
just flow.
true. Just
I
like
think.
what I always
Mm.
tell in the forum, you can only get the love based on respect first. When there's
Correct.
respect, then a trust is
Love.
built. When a
Mm.
trust is built, you can give your heart. And when you give your
Correct.
heart, you can also give your mind. But if you
Everything. We
lose again the
give
respect,
everything.
the
Oh
trust is
yes.
gone. The trust is gone. The
Right.
feelings are gone. and you don't
Yes.
want to talk about things to him anymore, or vice
Right.
versa. So talk
Correct.
openly with sex. I mean, it's very important.
Mm.
What does he think? Is he the promiscuous type of
Right.
man? Where you have to eat the bubog and you have to stand on the alambre. They say you have to stand. You
Or
have to
how
stand on
about
broken
in
glasses and eat the broken.
what what extent is it? Would you go further
Correct.
like the 50 Shades of Grey?
Yes, along the way he might be that guy. How many shades does he wants out
Oh
of
my
you?
God!
I mean, if it's 20,
Yeah, see the
that 20 is
yeah.
acceptable.
Did you see that? That's right. Did you see the girl was really in love with the guy
Yeah,
because he bared all the pain?
yeah.
And I said, "Whoa! I don't know if I could bear the pain unless the guy is worth it." But the guy was really worth it, though.
I mean, he's so rich, he's
The
so
guy
good looking and
was
everything.
everything.
So,
So
but
I
they
don't
call
know
it
if
a slave to love. I mean, I have my own
correct.
boundaries. I have my own personality. I will
Yeah.
only
Right.
succumb to things that I can, not what he
Yes.
wants me to do. That's why
Correct.
men walk over you, because from the start you let him walk over you.
Correct. 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 And I think in that 50 Shades of Grey, basing with that, if I were in that video, I would be the guy. I will be the dominant one. I'm sorry, you cannot treat me like this. I will be the opposite.
Yeah, stand by your boundaries, by your values. Never waver. Before I read what Pam and Lucky nila, they're so funny. They're the people who are watching us. Okay, be positive and focus on the good, of course. I do that. He might have mistakes because we're
We
not
do,
perfect.
we do.
Yeah, we
We always
focus.
we're positive in everything.
I
Yes.
focus on how he does it. I don't know, better and things.
Right. And maybe an extra
Yes,
extracurricular.
correct, right? And so always be positive and just see the best in him. And then try to marry somebody. If you are a master's degree, try the guy to be PhD in bed.
Right. Right.
In bed. All right. Okay. They say you have to try new different things.
Wow.
Mm. Maybe you go
We
to
definitely need a book. We definitely need the Kama Sutra
Kama
book.
Sutra or the Alexandra book. Uh, the way to please a man. There's so many books now. The way to be.
The way to happiness.
Yeah. So, I mean, to know a little bit, we may laugh about it, but to know a little bit of that is nice. And to
Yeah.
be experimental with your loved ones is okay. Try new
Right.
different things, they say, right? Something you've never done. Why not? You know, uh,
Walk on a wire.
maybe you have to
Walk
lie
on
on your.
fire.
Maybe you have to lie on your head. Maybe you have to go upside down. I mean, you have to do that.
We have to please them. Oh God.
No, it should please you too. You say, honey, I'll do this, but you do this. So it should be
Exactly.
symbiotic.
It has to be compromised.
Yes,
Yeah.
not compromise, but something that
Yeah.
I please you, you please me, right?
Correct.
I mean,
Yeah. It's not about you all the time.
yes, because otherwise you resent.
Correct.
So
Correct.
don't give up and
Yeah.
recognize that marriage takes work. Oh, diba? It really takes work.
Oh, it is. It is.
That's
It
why
takes work. PhD.
that's why I agree with you. Either we will have a big house, he has his own room, I have my room on the other side, and we will just meet somewhere in another room
Right.
in the middle,
And that spark still stays.
the love
Right.
room. And then if I'm not busy, I'll be in the living room, waiting for him if he happens to get out of his room. And then if we
Correct.
think we are feeling romantic, then we'll go to that room of love.
Oh, yeah. That's something different.
Because you can respect each other's space
Yeah.
and privacy. Because sometimes when we get married, we forget the
Yeah.
privacy and space that each one needs.
Right. That's
Diba?
very
How
true.
come when you're a
Yeah.
girlfriend and boyfriend, he comes to your house, you meet somewhere else, and then
Yeah.
you go home to each other's house and still feeling
Yeah.
loved?
I think communication is very important.
Yeah. and
Right.
respecting each other's
Understanding.
space, right? So,
Correct.
and it needs
True.
works. So that's why before you even get to a contract of marriage, learn to know the guy and learn
Yes.
to all the values and value to value, you know?
Right.
So
But
because,
sometimes, Marlene, you don't know the guy until you live with the guy. You
but
see?
that's true.
The,
That's even worse.
the honeymoon process for one
Yeah.
year, after how many years, like, oh my God, you sleeping next to the guy and looking at him, oh my God, I don't like his face anymore. What is
Yeah.
wrong with his stomach?
Yeah. That's why you must
I don't
know.
like him anymore.
You
You
must
sort
know
of like,
yourself, and you must know what you really like in life and who you really like, what you want. You better tell, I mean, because when the right guy comes along,
it
you
doesn't
don't
matter
even
who
know
the
if he's the right guy. And if he's not the right guy, then you know it doesn't fit, right? So it prevents issues of marriage. Let's read this one. She said, how can a married woman remain sexually attractive? Well, that's why it's a
if
work.
you're in love still, if you're in love, I think you will do your best, isn't it? You will be very sexually attractive to him, right?
Yeah.
If you are in love
So,
with the same guy, that will
yeah,
remain.
you,
If you're in love,
what?
it will remain,
Yeah, if the guy's still in
right?
love with you, you will look beautiful. But also you have to try to also smell good, look a little bit fresh, dress up still nicely, put some lipstick when you wake up a little bit. Be
A
be
nice
like that face
lingerie.
when he met you, isn't it? When you go on a date with him, you always look so presentable and beautiful. And
Correct.
I have a
Correct.
friend who said, "How do you keep your marriage?" Then she said, "Oh, I before he wakes up, I already put my makeup on. Then I go to bed. So when he sees me, I'm already smelling good and beautiful.
Beautiful.
So you have to wake up ahead of him. Imagine, it's a
I
work, right?
know.
So yeah, I
That's
mean,
kind of work.
try to be the same, if not better, when he met you, right?
Right.
Because some of
Right.
us really tend to be fat, but probably he will know that you just gave birth. And some women can really go back to a nice shape, like you. So we have to take care of ourselves. But sometimes some women have sickness. They develop diabetes, they develop a
Correct. They gain weight.
hyperthyroidism or hypothyroidism that makes you skinny or fat. It depends on the
Correct.
sickness. So, but then the husband, if they love you, they should love you for who you are.
Who you are. Correct.
If they're
Correct.
just very
Which is,
physical,
yeah.
if they're
And
physical, then
I-
they will just love you and marry you for being
that's why it's very hard to find that person. You
true.
see? Does this person exist? The person will love you for being who you are, from beauty to overweight.
Well,
That's this I would.
I can see from a lot of people in Denmark, I've seen couples and they have a good marriage, partnership. My
Right.
daughter become a little overweight, and then later on lost a little weight. Now she feels she's a little bit overweight. Now the husband also now overweight a little bit.
Right.
So it all depends what your focus is. It to love and
Right.
the commitment, part of the
Right.
one is, are you really committed?
That's why there's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It is
So
a
if
lot of
you're
work.
committed to that person,
Mm.
it's both sides
Then
of the
everything just
man.
goes away. That's
Right?
true.
And
Yeah.
before even an affair happens, you already say, I will never cheat on my wife. Don't say that when the beautiful woman or good looking man is there, that's the only time you say, shall I or shall I not?
Yeah.
It should already, they say, you make already that commitment that you'll never cheat. Not when you're in front
Well,
of
it's
her.
just like it's like the day of the wedding, for better and for worse. Till death do us part, and what happened after?
Well, there's still
1 year
some.
later.
There's still some.
Well, it's just about commitment.
There's
Yeah.
still some marriages who kept, their first marriage with the same
Right.
person through thick and thin.
Correct, yeah.
Till death, through
It
sickness.
still does still exist.
Yes.
It does still exist, and
Yeah.
I think it depends on the individual, I would say. There are some husbands that would cheat their wives, and the wife will still accept it. They might go through hardship. There's a lot of fights all the way,
Mm,
but I think at the end of the day they will resolve the
yeah.
issues
So here, let me
mutually.
just read. Hi, Yola, my co-host in the radio. Yola Trentino. She said, "Get to know the man you're dating before you jump to bed with him." Right. Even if he's irresistible, resist, because the moment you go to bed with him, not knowing him, might wake up and say, "Ah, she's just one of those. Very easy to take." So Yola said to keep your marriage, take shower all the time. Well, that's from another woman. Take a shower. Of course, there's nothing better than a man coming home, seeing you smelling fresh. You know, right? Ha ha ha. Lucky,
Take a shower. I like that.
Lucky Nelia says, if a man truly loves you, they will accept you with all your imperfections. I believe in that.
Yes,
You
yes.
know,
That's what
so
we need.
that's why you have to show your imperfection from the beginning. Don't hide it. You
That's
know,
right.
because
Spell
sometimes
like
we try to eat a little bit, and we're still skinny. And then later when you're married, oh my, you ate so much and then you suddenly gain and bloat. So,
yes.
so you have to tell them who you are, what you are, and how
Correct.
you are at what you do. I
Correct.
love food.
Well,
I think maybe I might gain like my mom. I will be on the not the skinny side. I won't be the small frame type of girl. I'd be more of the voluptuous type. So
yeah.
ask him, do you
Yeah,
like?
I think men loves good looking women, right? They want their women to be this and that, presentable. But of course, us, when we give birth, everything's changed. And I think that's why we need to also discipline ourselves not to give way, because that's the biggest mistake.
That's
And I think
right.
that's why I think we need to learn
Yeah,
when to stop. I know food is very yummy, but I think we need to learn to stop and discipline.
discipline.
This is it. I know I'm still hungry, but I don't want to overeat it, because
So we should think.
not knowing
They say
5 kilos, 10 kilos, 15 kilos, 20 kilos finish.
so. Think beautiful, as they say, right? Always think beautiful. I am
Well,
beautiful. I am sexy. I am this. But yeah, it's really hard to please men. But why should you please men? That's why you have to tell them who you are. You have to
right,
see what their expectations along the way of you. How do
right,
they see you in 5 years, 10 years? I'll be this
right.
big. Will you still love me? What they will
Mm.
say, yes, they
Of
do.
course, they say yes, of course, all the way.
Yeah,
Remember, till death was part. And then you could never tell.
yes.
It's really hard.
Yeah. So, but
I,
as long as you've been authentic, you were real, and you did your values,
yeah,
and he knows
mm,
your value, you know,
yes,
and he knows
correct,
your worth. So, if
correct.
you are authentic to a guy and showing him who you are, what you are, I think they will. These are the type of women that men value.
Correct.
So, uh, that's the only way to keep a relationship. To be
Correct. Yes.
100% authentic with them, and then to get to
Yes.
know them. They know you a lot about you, about how you feel about things, how you see things, and you should be jiving a little bit. Most
Right.
in general, they say. All right, so what
Correct.
did they say? Yeah, men who respects you is what you need, not love us. Huh? Because everybody can say I love you but not respect you. Well, sometimes
Right.
if we use our brain, yeah, let's go for the guy who respect us. um,
Can we go for both?
yeah, I go for both. Get to
I
know
go
the
for both.
man you're dating the date already. So, empowered man attracted to an empowered woman, weak men attracted to weak women. True, right?
Mm,
So make sure that if you're a PhD, he has PhD. in his
That
thoughts,
that is
in
very
his
true.
words, and
Yes, yes.
in deed. So,
Yeah.
what's the
That is true.
secret of Miss being physically fit? Ano daw yung sikreto mo?
My secret. Oh my gosh. I think just being who you are, being happy, being confident to yourself. I think there's nothing more sexier to a woman when you're confident. I during this pandemic time, I eat, I eat and I cooked a lot, but I limit my eating because I still want to preserve my body to size 8 because we are always in the entertainment side where we have our events, we have projects, and we travel. So we don't want to spend a lot of money on gowns as well because when you put on weight, you have to replace your wardrobe. So I do discipline myself and everything and a lot of things.
So, discipline in diet, that means you eat mainly fruits and veggies?
Uh, well, I see when you live with your parents, they cook yummy food. And especially when you eat with them, you just keep on eating, you talk and you eat. But I have to limit myself, and I would say, Mom, Dad, I can't eat anymore. Especially my dad is worse because he is like the driver of the family. He gets the spoon and serve us with rice. I said, no, 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 Dad, that's enough, that's enough. He said, no, 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 because we're still talking. That's how we work in
Ah,
our kitchen. I said, no, Dad, trust me, I don't want to eat anymore. I'm already full.
yeah.
And I'm saying to myself, I'm still a little bit hungry. But then again, if I don't discipline myself, then
You'll be
it
huge.
goes to the end.
Me,
Yes.
I have stopped being disciplined. Now I eat anything. I said that's the only thing that I have. I don't have a man. I don't have any vices.
No, but you are just in the right weight.
Yeah,
You're not big.
yeah. I'm not skinny.
You are
I'm
still
not fat.
sexy.
I am a good voluptuous medium. I mean, I still love myself, but there's certain parts of my body that needs firming. And I'm
Right.
starting
Yes.
to do
Yes.
that.
Yes.
So you
Right.
are size 8, Pam says. How does she know? How does he know?
Yeah, I'm size 8.
And
Size.
of course, they said, what's the secret of your skin?
Well, I am the ambassador of the Dead Sea, the mud mask, the amazing skincare from Jordan. Um, Luckily that I was chosen to be their ambassador, and I have all this amazing
Products.
product I can try. I've got my monthly product that's given to
Yeah.
me as their influencer and their endorser
So
and their
I have
face.
one
So
question to that product, Secret. So do you
secret.
have a good anti wrinkles around the eyes?
Yeah.
There's
There's a lot
one,
of product. Yes.
because there's one being sold by Australians. Ah, no, by,
Right.
yeah, a lot of Israeli guys in the mall.
Right.
It's
Yes.
18,000 and sometimes 20,000. Do you have that price too for the eye?
Yeah, we have a very expensive product as well. We have serum with the eye cream. We have normal eye cream. We have serum, but we have sets that it has everything like
No, but
from
for the eye area, because
for the eye
that's very
the
important.
serum
So is
the
that
serum.
expensive?
Yeah,
Ho-
we call it serum,
How much is
but
it?
I
I
don't know
mean, like, is it expensive? Like Philippine here, I saw one 18,000 to 20,000.
really.
A
I'm
serum.
not sure if it's that expensive because I've just received all my
You don't
monthly
even know the prices.
because
All right.
all I do is just post with the product, do live streaming, and then I get my monthly product from Secret.
Yeah.
So I don't know what are the prices, but all I know is that we are a bit more expensive than the norm
Yeah.
because of the well, when you think of Cleopatra, she normally goes to the Dead Sea just to have that healing skin, to have that firming skin. because our product has minerals and just organic, so it's different than the others. Yeah.
Oh, wow. So we'll talk about how to do self-love, how to take care of our skin in another topic. So we'll do the
Right.
part one. We close the part one, and I'll give you the next one for the guys. All those who are tuning right now, we will have part two. We'll end up this topic on how do you know if he is unfaithful to you, and how do you can you really cheat proof? At least I mentioned some how to cheat proof.
I struggle to answer that because we have different
Yes,
experiences.
we're still
you see.
single. We are still singles, you know. So we'll tell you when we are 80 years old. All right. So, but I've mentioned to some other people, which makes sense, and these are the secrets also of some marriages for already 50 years or more.
Right.
Marriages. So thank you, and guys, yes, tune in again because we're coming on part two after maybe a break of say 15 minutes. Maybe you need to go to somewhere. So
Yes.
thank you for tuning in, guys. This is MK and Co. And this is Marlene Krug with our guest, MaryRose Salubre Mrs. Universe Australia 2020. And we'll see you in 15 minutes.